kickoff. So here's Jack Arden down the left side trying to cut it in, and Toronto clear it away. Over on the right hand side. Wide ball looking for Morris, but Kelly shoots. Great save from the keeper over the top. Tell you what, that'll go into the highlights real early on. Good ball from Chris Fayers. And Kelly just hitting a nice shot. Good tip over by the keeper. And Merwether will apply some pressure with this corner kick. In with the corner, goes back post over the top. No one can get a touch on it. Toronto come away out of defence. Harden goes down. Whistle from the referee, and there's a free kick going Merwether's way on the side of the ground. Grab a second goal. Had a big win in their last match. I wasn't there. 9-1. It was over. I can't think of who it was. Jack, do you know who it was? Westfall's End. There we go. Jack was there. Here's Chris Fayes whipping it in. Plays for Edgeworth under 22s. One of the star players on this Merwether side. That goes over the byline, and it's going to be a goal kick for Toronto. Which is pretty funny. Probably not for the person in it. Here's Alex Graham. Jonathan looks for Kelly now. Controls, puts the ball over the top. Harden's after it. Toronto trying to get across. Pitch very uneven here at National Park. It's very sandy, so it's not as flat as what we're seeing at the synthetic pitches. Not that. The Women's Football Association, I heard recently, were trying to take FIFA to court over gender discrimination on the use of the synthetic pitches. So obviously not in agreement with the ball. Now on the far side of the ball. Byline, another throw goes the way of the home side Merwether here at National Park. 1-0, probably on about 15 minutes gone in the game. 35-minute halves in this competition. Actually, one thing I do want to find out, Jack, do you know if how did the Matildas go this morning? I don't know. 3-1. There's Jonathan, goes to Kelly. Down the line, squares it back to Sullivan. Middle of park, Toronto, little header over the top. Sullivan again clears up towards Harden. Behind the ball at the back. Plays in Graham now down the right hand side. It's over the sideline. Kelly back, and there will be a free kick going Merwether. actually see what the free kick was for. I wasn't watching at the time, so I'll have to have a look back, because if it is a back pass, I know it's not a penalty, and the keeper's still not happy about it, so I'll have to have a look at that. Down the line, and Toronto on the ball. Been down the attacking end a little bit in this opening half of the first half. Just haven't been able to build any pressure on the Merwether defensive line. They've probably got unlucky with a couple of goals. Merwether haven't really dominated the game. The 2-0 lead probably says that they have, but I wouldn't say they have. Here's Graham going down. Toronto striker going down. Here's a long ball looking for Wooten. Can he control? He can't. Toronto do well at the back. And they should get it away. Kept in nicely down the line. Straight to Nithianathan, but he goes to Fayers. Fayers turns. Wooten now. Back to Graham. Templey now, right back. Sorry, KJ. It's been kept in, now for Frost. He's going to go back to Merwether. We're going to play it out from the back. I think the only issue you'd have to say for Merwether would be with that big win in the last round, the defensive side of things, and whether they push forward too much. Of course, in those results, a lot of the defense really pushes up and wants to get on the board. So it'd be interesting to see how they are today, because Merwether, for a lot of the game, have only had 2 at the back. Here's Harden again down the left-hand side. Cuts it back to Frost. Here's 3 coming if the keeper can't save. Oh, wonderful work at the back by Toronto to keep that one out. And they survive a chance from Merwether. Frost and Harden combining down the left-hand side, and Frost is going to go and take another corner kick for Merwether. So they're applying the blowtorch to Toronto at the moment. Here's Frost, whips it in, backstick, Templey with a header. Goes over the bar, and another goal kick for Toronto. Out of their own half, but a poor ball. Jack Harden getting across. He plays it back to Suitors. Suitors pushing up from left back. Goes back again, goes to Frost. Over near the sideline now, Toronto. Launched up the ground. Harden again controls. Been in the thick of the action so far in the game over on that side, Jack Harden and Brendan Frost. Toronto with it in the middle of the park. Frost to the left now. See if they can create some chances out here. Cut inside. Playing it back. Merwether pushing up. Now Toronto go back. A little bit of control and pressure for them at the moment. Over near the sideline, back to Graham on the inside. Now down the line, well cut out by Toronto. Very, very physical this game so far, Toronto. And very physical. Fox down to Templey on the left. Wide to Tom Suitors. Now for Harden. He goes down and referee blows the free kick. Goes to Merwether. So we're about 25 into this one. It's Merwether leading by 2-0. Cameraman Jack's with me on the sideline. What have you made of the opening 25 minutes, Jack?
The reason I'm a cameraman then, don't pay attention much to the game. No, Merwether looking good, especially after the last big win over West. Doing well at the back considering that 9-1 win.
Well, one thing a cameraman can say, when this ball goes in, is that you know who's dominating by the angle you're facing the camera for a majority of the half. So you can tell who's dominating field position. Cleared away over our position. On here in National Park. Wind blowing our way, so a lot of the possession the ball side of the ground is Fox. He turned it over to Toronto. He saves the day there. Ball down the line, trying nice control of the head. It's that physical nature again. Bump on Frost. Toronto out here today, so we'll have to look at in the upcoming rounds. Just got a bit too much skill at the moment for Toronto, but as you get further in the competition, there's more skill and more aggression as you go on. So we'll see how they go if they can roll on through. He goes to Toronto over on the other side. Ball pass, phase intercepts. See if he can go to the left. Nice ball to the right hand side. Now Merwether. He's got phase. Beasley who's come on and Jack Harden So throw on this near side going the way of Toronto. Still Toronto trying to go on the attack here. Goes back. He's through here. Down the right hand side. See if he can get around Templey. Played back. He's got time here. Looking into the middle, but there's pressure from Morris Bekele. Have to play it all the way back now. Toronto just finding it hard to get through the Merwether defence. And wayward pass, and Nithyanathan will have the throw for Merwether. Ball over the top now. Toronto getting back nicely. Cleared up into the sky. Beasley under it. Toronto looking forward. Trying to get through, but Frost gets back. Looks wide. Nithyanathan again. They're playing nicely with the width. Down the line. Beasley after it. Now for Graham. Tom Davies after it. Up and now for Graham again. So Alex Graham, he's got a lot of space and time. Plays it back now for Davies. Now for Fayers. Here's three. Oh, he pulls it to the right, Chris Fayers. Only just. And there's a chance going begging there for Merwether. So 2-0. It's still Merwether over Toronto, with about 5 minutes left in the first half here at National Park on Bar TV. Got a lot of big action coming up this weekend on Bar TV. We've got NRL rep round and NPL as well as the Union. Almost approaching a lot of mid-season breaks for the local competitions. Of course, the NPL round after this round 10, we're going to have a break for a week for the FFA Cup semi-finals and finals, so that'll be interesting. But here goes Toronto now down the right-hand side, cutting it back. Chance for them to get one back, and that would really hurt Merwether after that chance which was missed by Fayers. The wind wreaking havoc at the moment out here. Here's a shot, goes wide, and a goal kick will go to Dominic Fox, the goalkeeper, and South Cardiff's under 21. Had a great game. Yeah, not much crowd, not the biggest crowd here for this one. Some guys playing. When we get the camera angle down there, we've got some guys playing some touch footy, I think. Great here at National Park on a weekday. There's plenty of people out and about. Number 1 sports ground, number 2 sports ground. Been some good battles there this year, Jack, I'm pretty sure. We are on Bar TV with the Wanderers playing out of number 2. Here's Toronto again into the 18. They're creating some pressure. Dominic Fox with a good save. Now, I saw him a couple of weeks ago when we did a South Cardiff game when they played Edgeworth, and Dominic Fox had a blinder. Made some brilliant saves for the under-22 side, so really good effort there. Got down low and made the save. Here's Bekele, shoving it back to Toronto. Getting a bit agitated, Toronto, at the moment. It runs by Merwether. They're just sort of letting this game slip a little. They're just idle. It's like they're stuck in neutral. They just can't get that killer blow. Like we saw Chris Fayers a moment ago with that shot that just went wide. All through the middle, runs back to Templey. Like he was going to go back to Fox, but decided that he'll go for a run instead down the left-hand side. Turns around. Back to Fox. Sullivan. Wide to Nithyanathan now. Goes down the right side. Tried to play it down the line. Deflected off a Toronto defender now with Beasley. Asher Beasley now down the middle of the park. He's got McKelly on the left. He finds him. Playing it back. We've got another offside against Merwether, so struggling to find their groove after the early goals. Saw one from the kickoff for Merwether, so that sure is one to see. I wasn't here for that one, but I did see the penalty, which was a bit controversial as well. Toronto unhappy about it, so just got to make sure, check what it actually was, whether it was a back pass or a foul or what the go was. But the keeper got a yellow card out of it. Now Toronto going back towards, going forward now. Lovely ball. Now they've got some space. Got a man rushing down the right-hand side. Plays it nicely. Dominic Fox, going to be a battle. Here's the shot. Oh, off Sullivan. It looked like it was goal-bound. Saw one of those on the weekend when Western took on Edgeworth. It was going in for all money. Nathan Morris got back. Made a terrific save in the 6-yard box. But here's Toronto. Here's this pressure. Can they square it back? Again, it's away. Merwether getting back in numbers. A lot of the Toronto players just sitting outside the 18. So, and here's a lovely ball. Here's Morris Bekele. He's got plenty of speed. He goes down the left-hand side. Still with Bekele. Turns her inside and out. There's a shot. It's wide. Another one goes wide for Merwether. They just can't put in that third. So both sides with some chances as we're nearing half-time. A little bit of fatigue creeping in. Nearing half-time. We'd have to be very, very close to half-time here at National Park. Ball over the top, Sullivan. Forward, phase, just that bounce. In the middle of the pitch here. It's very high, a lot of bounce on it. In the centre circle now, Toronto. Just getting themselves back into the game. Plays it down the middle of the park. Dominic Fox is after it. And he'll get there first. Oh! Bit of a bump on the Toronto striker. Just runs it off. Definitely was there to put a little bit of a hit on him, show he was there. And throw will go to Merwether. Throw kick Toronto, a bit of a handball against Chris Faze there. Looks wide. Ball controlled out there. Kelly. Back towards Jake Sullivan. Now with Bekele again. Sullivan. Now for Beasley. Still with Beasley. Now to Bekele on the left. Remember, they're really not pushing up at all. There's the front four pushing up and then three right back on halfway, and that is half time. So Merwether go in with a 2-goal to nil lead over Toronto here at National Park. So half time, probably you could say a 1-goal lead would be deserved, but Toronto, they sort of came back into it late, and you'd say Merwether probably marginally deserved their lead. So half time here at National Park, it's Merwether 2, Toronto nil. We'll be back for the second half action straight after this.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming, basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Guys, Real Sport, Bar TV.
Alright, bring her in when you want.
I'll start the clock.
Yell out, paying attention, goalkeeper.
Oh God, I think they've changed their keeper and he's got no gloves on. Always find it funny when a keeper doesn't have gloves on. So we're underway. Oh, here we go. Little bit of a return serve from Toronto there. Going for the long range shot. Dominic Fox just wasting a little bit of time early on in the second half. We've had 20 seconds already, so he's done well. Well, Toronto have done well. Free kick goes to Toronto now. I'd say if anything, Jack, I'd say the wind is probably sort of in Merwether's favour. It's sort of coming across towards the camera's angle right now. Would you say that?
Certainly is. The northwesterly's up this morning, so aiding Merwether, coming from right to left of your screens.
Well, here's Wooten now with a shot. Probably better not to talk about that one. That's the one that knocks the koalas out of the tree. I don't know if it's a uke. Yeah. Black Butt will not be happy with that. Up into the... Gee, that went high, but lucky that we didn't lose a ball. We've had some balls today go over the road. We've had one hit a car. It's all been happening here at National Park. Suitors now. Still with Suitors. Well, now he has a shot. He's killing more koalas. Sorry, I shouldn't say Suitors. He's up here on the left. I think that's Gordon Ferguson. I've had a shocker. Gordon Ferguson with that shot. So, work with his dad, Jack, on the Lake Macquarie International Children's Games, John. So it's good to see Gordon in the side because he wasn't originally in the Merwether side. And we were talking about, after the first round, why he wasn't in the side. And apparently he scored from a bicycle last game.
Certainly did.
So
It was the 8th goal of the match.
8th goal of the match. Like, I don't know how someone that can do that can't be in the side straight away. But anyway, he's come off the bench this afternoon, Gordon Ferguson. He's whipping it in towards the middle. Nice clearance off the back of the boot. Now they've cleared it well there, Toronto. Wooten back now for Graham. He goes to Harden. Harden, a nice ball back stick. He's looking for Tom Davies. He hits a shot. Another offside against Merwether. And it's going to be a free kick. Toronto have had a change in goals. And it's back now for Graham. Looking wide for Davies. Knocks one back for Wooten. Runs back to the goalie who spills it. He's got no gloves on. Their first choice keeper's actually gone to the bench, so I don't know what's up with him. He's of course got a yellow card for the push in the back on Jack Harden, which resulted in a penalty for the home side Merwether. Davies, I should say. Harden now in the middle of the centre circle. Back from Davies. Oh, Jack Harden doing a bit of kung fu. Leg very high in the air. Now Graham. Bit of pressure on Toronto here. Wooten. He's got Gordon Ferguson. He plays a lovely ball. Gordon Ferguson, nice speed, cuts it back. Just fades wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for Toronto. So Merwether putting the pressure on early on in the second half, and I'd have to say, Jack, this wind is playing right into their hands in the second half. Yeah, not too many ball boys here today. Well, the few crowd members that are here have had to go pick the ball out of the drains across the road and the trees, and it's all everywhere. But Cooks Hill, the home of Cooks Hill United, we should say, here at National Park, they play in New FM division, and they play their home matches out of the Newcastle Athletics field, which is, I don't know if it's the greatest quality grass there. I haven't been in there for a while, but I just love the fact that it's like a sporting precinct here. You've got number 1 for the AFL, you've got number 2 for the rugby union, athletics field for the football. And I've got no rugby. There's not much rugby league around around this precinct as such. Here's another ball crashing over towards the sideline. It'd have to be Townsend Oval. That'd be the closest. Would that be right, Jack? That'd be the closest.
Yeah, Townsend would probably be the closest. The home of Souths are over to Harker Oval, but they certainly do play the grand finals and semi-finals here for the real NRL.
We've had an interesting character drive by and honk his horn. He's having a look, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was the Toronto goalkeeper and he's just left. He's gone. He said, we're down 2-0. That'll do me. I'm leaving. So I don't think that looks like the goalkeeper on the sideline for Toronto. So yeah, it's been some interesting stuff in the old state knockout soccer. Here's Brendan Frost. If there was ever a day where the wind suited him, today's the perfect day. Right behind him, the wind. If you can get it low and dipping, it's going to be almost impossible to stop for this keeper without any gloves on. I wouldn't want to try and save it with no gloves on. There he goes. He goes for the chip. Oh, what a free kick from Brendan Frost into the top corner. That's definitely going to make the highlights reel. That is a ripper. And Merwether lead by 3-0. He'll enjoy watching that one back. Just chipped it in. He's giving us the thumbs up. Chipped it into the top corner. And I don't want to go off too early, but I think it's going to be very tough to come from behind here, Toronto, with the wind against them. What do you think, Jack? What's the probability of Toronto coming back?
I don't like their chances. That's my only thoughts.
Well, there you go. So, expert cameraman has said he doesn't think there's a way back. Doesn't think there's any light at the end of the tunnel. Here's Frost again. Oh, lovely skill. He hits it with the outside of his foot. Unfortunately, not one of his best efforts, and it goes wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for Toronto again. I think I could be saying that a lot this half, Jack. The goal kicks for Toronto. Wind just really has picked up in the second half. Nor'easter, Jack. No, never a good time to go to the beach when you got a nor'easter, is it?
Certainly isn't, Ben. The nor'easter doesn't play much fun with the waves. Need a good northwesterly.
Well, you do a lot of surfing. I don't surf at all, so you'd be the expert in that regard. But my dad always talks about it, so he always says not great weather.
Yeah, not great, the northeasterly, but this northwesterly, as you say, definitely helping Merwether. I see it difficult for Toronto to even have a shot on goal in the second half.
Well, they tried to have a shot off the kickoff, but I don't know. You could probably call it a shot, but it was never going to worry Dominic Fox. Just bounced probably on the edge of the 18 straight into his arms. It was Groundhog Day. One thing I do like is the width Merwether are playing with. We saw in the NPL on Sunday, they were playing very much down the middle of the park at Rockwell Automation Park, both sides. Bit of a backheel from Sullivan. Now for Nithyanathan. Down the line, looking for Gordon Ferguson. He's got great speed, just gets bumped off the ball. And they're going to try and bring it away from defence. Ferguson goes down, but he got a foot in. Went over towards Harden. Harden's got it. It's now with Wooten. He shoots. Oh, there we go, James Wooten. He's going to enjoy that one. Pulled the trigger beautifully into the bottom right-hand corner, and it's 4-0.
Maybe no lack of highlights.
No, I think we'll get a... Comeback's just around the corner. So they're going to kick off again here. Probably not one of his best trigger pulls there, James Wooten. We saw him hit an absolute screener against. Yeah, he hit a stunner against Glendale, and that one probably one of his easier goals. Just rolling it in. Runs down. Just having the Toronto winger had a little bit of a chat before the kickoff. I said there's a comeback just around the corner. He said it's a big corner, quote unquote. So I like that. Bit of humour. Even though his side's getting a bit of a touch-up today, so runs back towards Dominic Fox. Almost a chance. Well, maybe that corner was just going to get a little bit shorter if they could grab one there. Dominic Fox. Looks long and over halfway. That bounce in the middle of the park over towards Ferguson. Over on the left-hand side now. See what they can do. And it's going to be a throw going the way of Toronto. Sullivan after it, heads it down, goes to Frost. Over near the referee. Looks down the line for Gordon Ferguson. Again, it's going to sit nicely for him, you'd think. Tries to put it in. He's got Tom Davies back post with the header. He plays it back to Sullivan, who hits it with his left. Keeper gets down and does well. Knocking it over the top. Trying to play down the right here, Toronto. Got some space in the midfield here. Merwether not getting back. Just pushing forward a little bit. So they've got some space. Long range effort. Goes wide and another goal kick will go to Dominic Fox. We've had about 10.5 gone in the second half. And Merwether have grabbed 2 goals after half time to make it 4-0. And Merwether are going to make another sub. It's going to be Tom Davies going off. Morris Bekele coming on. Now with Temperley on the left. Looking towards the middle of the ground. So Toronto get it back. Here's a nice ball. Nice foot in there from Sullivan. His long range effort again from Toronto. They're shooting a lot from distance in the second half. And it's blazed over to the left. Here's a ball through for Wooten again. He chips it over the top. Scores again, James Wooten, and it's 5-0 to Merwether High. So another kickoff, just getting worse and worse, the scoreline at the moment for Toronto. What was the score at halftime in the last game, Jack?
I think it was tight. I can't remember it for sure, but it was certainly tight. And then Merwether ran away with it in the second half. Gordon Ferguson's stunning bicycle kick to finish her off.
Yeah, so there you go. So Merwether second halves have been awesome this year in the competition. Here they come again. As soon as I say that, long range shot again, probably from the edge of the 18, result in another goal kick. I'd have to say the goal of the day would have to be a toss-up between Chris Faes and Brendan Frost. Which was a better goal? I think it's hard because the shot that Faes had, the keeper was sort of out of position, whereas Frost shot, he was right in position, and so it's an interesting debate we should have whether which was the best goal. So if you do want to comment under the video, just tell us which one you thought was the best, or that we could have an absolute stunner still to come. Long bomb into the top corner. Down the right-hand side, here they come, Toronto. They're definitely putting a little bit of pressure on. Here's a shot, ricochets off legs again. Up in the air away. And Frost is going to knock it down the line. Turning around. He's got Frost on him. Back over near the sideline. Didn't go over. And now off Tom Suiters and throw for Toronto. So 14.5 gone in the second half. 50 gone in the game. 70-minute games here, the CHS State Knockout. And we're going to have a free kick going the way of Toronto. Bit of a high elbow, I think it was. Yep, a bit of a high elbow, so the free kick goes the way of Toronto, and we'll see if they can grab a goal. They've got a little bit of pressure, got in the attacking end in the last few minutes, Jack. So do you think we could see a goal here as Merwether just sort of take their foot off the pedal a bit?
I still don't like their chances, admittedly. I think they'll go close, but I think that we'll... I shouldn't say we. I think Merwether will keep them out.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. Isn't going to be the commentator's curse. It's played wide, and it's going to be a corner kick for Toronto. Ball will run away. Merwether, the ball boy. First time we've seen him today. He's going to run down and grab that one for the home side. So, yeah, they play a short corner. All asleep at the moment, Merwether. No one awake to the short corner, and Sullivan has to chest it again over for another corner. Merwether's coach, Mr. O'Donnell, right on halfway, yelling out to his troops out there. Here's the ball in, back stick. Tried to knock it away. And it's going to just run over the byline. Another goal kick for Dominic Fox. So a reminder, next round we'll be back for the semi-final for Merwether's next match. Whoever it's against, if they get through, which I think is just... they're all but through at the moment with about 19 to go. 5-0 up in this one. Ball down the line. Looking back post. Here's another ball over the top. Over the goals. Just couldn't get it in the back of the net. And just as I was saying, Jack, I think that if Merwether just go to sleep, Toronto could nab a couple if they're not careful. Here's Nithyanathan down the line. Here they come on the counter-attack. Wooten back to Faze. That sort of sustained pressure from Toronto has probably played into Merwether's hands just a little bit because they've all pushed forward, and now there's some space at the back for Frost to go to Ferguson on the right. Can he put it in? Tries to get around his man, Gordon Ferguson. Goes back to Frost. Frost now, can he hit it? Brendan Frost, good hit. Well saved by the keeper considering he's got no gloves on. I think he's a footy player because that was definitely looked like a little chip kick from the goalkeeper. There's Frost playing it wide to Kelly. No advantage from the referee, and another free kick, you'd think, for Merwether. See if he can slot this one away. Just checking if he's all right, coach. And there's no ball boy. So Nithyanathan's going to go for a little bit of a trot and grab the ball. Don't know where the other ball's gone. Down with the Merwether ball boy down near halfway. So here we go. So three, having a little bit of a mother's meeting here. Frost, Nithyanathan and Temple. Says to Nithyanathan, no, I'll take it. I scored the last one. Temple goes to stand in the wall, I think he does. Here he goes, Frost. Goes short, Nithyanathan. There's no one out there. Can Nithyanathan put it in? He hasn't. Gee, it was a well-worked ploy. And it's going to be a corner kick to Merwether. And what? The referees, I don't know how he was pointing to the other side. It was definitely went out on this side, so I think a little bit of uncertainty. So it's going to be Frost from this near side. He's got Chris Fayers walking over, pretending to do the short corner. Now he's going to walk away, and they're going to try and put it in the box here. Frost goes back post. Toronto everywhere. Getting up. Harden goes down. Now the shot is in the back of the net. It's Morris Bekele. Referee gives the goal. Harden's still down in the box. He got crunched in between a couple of defenders. And Morris Bekele grabs a goal out of all of that. And it is 6-0 Merwether leading Toronto High. Well, Jack, what do you think of that?
That'll be up there. That'll be in the highlights reel, that's for sure. No, it'll be, I suppose the next challenge is, can they go 9-1? Can they beat last week's result?
Well, I thought when I watched them beat Glendale, I thought you know, Glendale weren't the highest quality side, but from what we've seen the last few weeks, Glendale have been probably one of the better sides they've played this year. I'll let him answer that in a sec. Just got to pan around. He's back with Harden, trying to play it through back to the keeper. And they beat Newcastle High only, I think it was about 4-2 or something, in a game which didn't go up online. The Glendale match didn't either. But in that game, we had some makeshift goals, and we had some goals that were goals and goals that weren't. So maybe Newcastle were one of the highest quality sides Merwether played this year. Of course, it was early on, so it's hard to tell how well the team Merwether could have gelled a lot better. Is it going to be? Is this a penalty, or I think it's on the edge? Yeah, it's definitely on the edge. Toronto forming a wall. And Nithyanathan looks like he's stepping up to take it. Here you go. Will it go in, Jack? Will it go in, yes or no?
Yes.
So he's saying the free kick will go in. Oh, they're all getting back on the goal line. The wall's now 2 men. Nithyanathan goes top corner. Gee, it didn't miss by much. He hit that nicely. And unfortunately, we don't have a camera behind the goals to show just how close that was. And he would have enjoyed watching that one back, just as Brendan Frost will enjoy watching his back, and Chris Fayes as well. So that's the only issue we've had out of this game, trying to pick the best goal. Was it Chris Fayes or was it Brendan Frost? Here's the goalkeeper, looking down towards Beasley. Fayes. Back and across. Down the line for Toronto. Playing it down. Here they come down the right-hand side. Ball chipped back towards the middle. Dominic Fox will just stand there, let it hit his chest and waste a little bit more time. Nope, he's going to play it out to Fayes. Didn't want to take it. He wants Merwether to get another few goals. He is Harden. It's quite often you see scorelines like this, 2-0 at half-time, 3-0 at half-time, and then the second half, once you get a few up, it just can start to run away because mentally, the team that is down just starts to lose that composure and that ability to try. And here's Harden again getting hammered. That aggressiveness from Toronto, very evident today. Here's Bekele trying to get away at the back. He's a nice ball. He's got some speed here. The Toronto forward tries to chip Fox. Sullivan put the pressure on him. Now for Suitors. We've had some funny things said to the referee. Here's Wooten in front of us. Toronto player going down. Beasley gets hammered off the ball. And Toronto very unhappy with that. Well, what happened was a moment ago, if you would have seen, Sullivan knocked the number 14 from Toronto over, and he's just repaid the favour to Beasley there, cleaning him up, and then claiming it was shoulder to shoulder, when it looked more a bit like a rugby league tackle. Wide now it goes. Toronto at the back. Down on that left-hand side, down the line. It's good to see. Good to see there's still a bit of emotion out there, even though they're down 6-0 Toronto. Still some fight left. Here's a ball down the line. Again, another offside against Toronto. Referee a bit slow to pick it up, but on this near side flag was up for quite a while, so another free kick to Merwether. Almost inside the final 10 minutes here at National Park this afternoon. The sun's setting into the afternoon. 2:05 local time. If you're watching abroad, I'm sure we'll have lots of international viewers on this competition. As here goes Harden. Fayes plays a little 1-2. Harden again. He's been belted around for his troubles this afternoon a few times. Plays it wide. Wooten now. Holds on to it. Turns James Wooten. Now plays it to Bekele, who scored this afternoon, Morris Bekele. Good defence from Toronto at the back there on that occasion. Back to Sullivan. Now Sullivan after it. Down and over the sidelines. And another throw going the way of Merwether on this near side. Suitors now. Turning. Kelly. Ball through. Here's Wooten. He's away. But the flag's up. And it's going to be another free kick. Another one for offside. This time going the way of Toronto. They beat them a few years ago, Toronto, the Merwether side. It was a low-scoring match at the Merwether backfields. They got the job done that day. But Merwether not with the side that they have this year. It's a lot stronger than the side that was back then. I'm sure Toronto's side was a lot stronger as well. Ball going down the line. See if they can grab one, Toronto. Ball in. Fayes now. Still with Fayes. Down in the corner, Chris Fayes. Showing some neat skills. Kelly squaring it back, but no one there for Merwether. One thing I will say, Jack, is a lot of the time there's been a massive hole in the middle of the park for Merwether. Would you agree with that or not?
No, I would agree there. I think that's probably the fact that it is 6-0. You can probably afford to have a big hole there and play that attacking brand of football.
Well, we had at half-time the stats were Merwether with 7 shots, Toronto with 3, and so it was pretty even, and possession was about 60-40 to Merwether. So on that evidence, Merwether dominated possession-wise, but not shots-wise. They did have a few that probably should have gone in, and some ones that were a bit lucky. AKA the one off the kickoff. Here's a ball down the line again for Toronto. Yeah, catch it all. Bar TV highlights on this match. We'll do them up and put the whole match online, so get on and you're probably watching it if you're hearing this. So get on and have a look at everything we do. So it's great to have you watching at the home of the Cooks Hill Magpies. Not quite as good as the Newcastle United Magpies that play in the EPL though. Here's Jake Sullivan. Into the middle. Beasley. Yeah, NPL action this year. We've got Broadmeadow, Western, Edgeworth, Hamilton up near the top. Lambton and Adamstown fighting their way back. And who are you going for in the competition, Jack, in the NPL? Who do you want to win?
I don't have a preference on a winner. I just don't want to see Maitland get relegated. I think Maitland could be a powerhouse team in a few years. I'm a staunch Lake Macquarie supporter, so I'll stick to New FM.
Well, yeah, Lake Macquarie down New FM. I haven't checked that for a few weeks because we haven't done the half-time show. Here's Wooten back to keeper who clears it. I'll have to check that ladder to see what is going on down there and who's going to get promoted. Here's Harden. Back to Harden. Here's the procession going to continue. Jack Harden, there we go. He passes it into the back of the net. And it's 7-0. Merwether strolling through to the semi-finals of the CHS state knockout in the Hunter region. And I wouldn't be surprised if they grabbed another one on their way. They won 9-1 last round, so that's an 8-goal differential, and they've got 7 so far. So we'll see if they can get there. Yeah, Maitland have done a great job in the NPL this year, Jack, because that Harry Main Foundation passed away with, I believe it was cancer a few years ago. It was fantastic to see that home game against Charlestown where they all get out and sport. I was disappointed that we weren't up there for that game. I think we had another game. I don't know which one it was, but it was I think we were at the Edgeworth South Cardiff game. Here's back for Fayes. Will it be 8? Chris Fayes. He squares it across. It is 8-0. And it's Jake Sullivan who's grabbed a goal now. So it's party time for Merwether at the moment. 8-0 and it is a procession. He's gonna do some moves for the camera. Blows a nice kiss over the camera. We had some wine sprayed on the Champions League camera the other day. I was thinking, I hope that's waterproof. Cost you a bit. One of the Barcelona defenders opening up the champagne right on the, I shouldn't say wine, I should say champagne, right on the lens of the camera. There's Bekele. Sullivan. You'll enjoy watching that celebration back. Davies. Fayers looking back for Davies into the final 5 minutes. There's 8-0 Merwether leading Toronto. 2-0 at half-time, 6-0 so far in the second half. And just running away with this one. Nithyanathan standing on the sideline. Looking like he wants to get back out there immediately. Still with Toronto. Harden getting a foot in. But they've still got it out here on the right. I think our Toronto midfielder was right. He's on the ball now saying that there was a big corner to turn. And they haven't done so well. That wind has wreaked havoc. Ball cleared over down near towards us. Bekele controls nicely. Sand flicks up everywhere. So the best thing about National Park here is Bekele takes it down the line, looks for Wooten in the middle. Does he get there first? Keeper does well. Clears it up. And Toronto have it. But yeah, National Park hardly ever gets washed out with that sand base. And you always love seeing that you've got to play at National Park on a rainy weekend. Doesn't get called off very often. Ball back, and after it is Alex Graham down there. Knocks it high in the sky. It's going to come down almost on the Merwether bench. Toronto trying to get it out of their own half. Only 4 at the back. They're already outnumbering the Merwether. Here's Bekele. He's got some good speed, but he just can't reel in the ball. Keeps it in, does a nice little move. He gets pulled by the Toronto defender. And I'm pretty sure that I'm almost certain the Toronto defender is very lucky he didn't get a yellow card out of that. And we'll see the free kick taken over there by Jack Harden. Merwether pushing up. So it'll be interesting to see how they do go in the next round, whoever they play. And then it'll be Lambton High if they win that one, I'm pretty certain, in the final. So that's going to be a battle for them. They were knocked out by them last year. Fayers whips it in near stick, punched by the keeper. Did well. Clearance, not great, but it did its job, and it'll come over now down to the sideline, and Toronto with the throw. Another change for Merwether. It's Chris Fayers going off, and it's going to be Tom Suiters who comes back onto the ground. Don't know what that was from Toronto. Bit of a throw to himself. Referee with a strange look on his face has looked over. Nithyanathan down the left-hand side. Keeps it in. No, he doesn't. Goal kick for Toronto. So we've got less than 2 minutes to go in regulation time. I doubt there'll be many stoppages. Substitutions don't take too long in this competition. And there was no injuries to note. It's the kick across the ground. Coming back in the middle with that wind. Harden controls nicely. Still with Harden. Nice move from Harden. A lot of that desire just going out of the game from Toronto. Wooten with the shot. Rolls to the keeper, and scoreline still at 8-0 here on Bar TV. Here at National Park. Back to clearance from the keeper was straight to Harden, but it went so quick he couldn't control in time. So less than a minute to go in regulation time. Davies down the right-hand side goes to Wooten. Still with James Wooten. Gets through 2. Still with Wooten. He has a shot. James Wooten off the post. Well, that would have been one for the highlights reel as well. Kelly. And it still will, I think. It's a really nice hit across the face of goal. Unlucky not to get it back off the post and in. Less than 30 seconds now. Keeper looks long down the middle of the ground. So it's going to be the same difference today as it was last game for Merwether. Harden runs over now down the sideline. Toronto with another throw. Referee's stopwatch goes off. You can hear that one. And that is full time. So Merwether go through to the semi-finals with an 8-0 win this afternoon at National Park. So until next time, where we see how they go in the semi-finals. It's been great to have your company. What do you think, Jack? What was your analysis on that one? It was 2-0 at half-time, 6-0 in the second half, so 8-0 overall. What were your thoughts?
I think certainly the win in the second half helped Merwether, the big Northwesterly, but it'll be good to see them go through the next round and, hopefully go far in the competition.
Yep, well, we'll see how they go later on down the track, but until next time, it's been great to have your company here. Bar TV's coverage of the state knockout soccer. Merwether 8, Toronto 0.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.